PFL number 6 going down on Friday, not Thursday. First fight of the night starts at 6 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Central. Pretty fun card overall. I think we see a lot of finishes. Once again, lightweight women and heavyweight men. Always screams finish to me. So yeah, I'm going to run down the entire card for you guys. Hopefully we can cash together this week. I don't have any official bets currently. I'm waiting for the limits to go up so I can release to my paid subscribers. But if you want my official bets, go to warriorbetmma.com. You'll find them there. And you can follow me on Twitter. I am AMG at warriorbetmma. So let me go ahead and share my screen with you guys, and let's talk about PFL 6 on Friday. I don't know why this week it's on a Friday. I can't give you a good reason, to be honest, but we have a lot of events this week. Tomorrow, starting off with Cage Warriors on Thursday, another Cage Warriors on Friday, Bellator on Friday, and then PFL on Friday. It's going to be action-packed. I expect to have a lot of action overall. And yeah, it should be a fun weekend, guys. First fight of the night, we have Klidson Abreu versus Jamel Jones. Klidson Abreu, former UFC fighter. He is fighting at heavyweight now. I don't think has ever fought at heavyweight. It's going to be interesting to see at what weight he weighs in at. If it's over 245, I would be a little concerned. Jamel Jones, two-time national champion, or not national champion. Oh, yeah, national champion in college. He has really good wrestling. Does it translate to MMA, and will it mean anything here? I don't think it will mean much in this fight. I don't think he wants to attack Klidson Abreu with offensive grappling. I mean, he can, but I think he's going to have a tough time down there trying to hold top position. He was getting reversed by guys like William Knight, and that is not a good look. He actually has a loss to William Knight. So on the feet, I think this is going to be largely contested on the feet throughout the 15 minutes if it goes that long. I kind of expected to do historically. Klidson Abreu does not throw a lot of strikes. You can go to a fight metric, look up his stats. I believe it's 2 strikes per minute. I think he's a more diverse striker here. I think he's got kicks. I think he can probably look for a takedown of his own, but I think it's going to be tough to get a takedown versus Jamel Jones. Like I said, with that wrestling background. But if he does get on top of Jamel Jones or even on bottom, his jiu-jitsu is really, really good. I thought that's what he'd be thinking versus Jamal Hill. Take him down. Expose his weakness. That's not what he was thinking. I actually had a bet on Abreu in that fight at plus 155, I believe, and it looked completely stupid. Props to Jamal Hill, that fucking weirdo. But anyways, going back to this fight, I would not bet Klidson Abreu at minus 190, even though I think he's a more skilled fighter here. Jamel Jones does have really good stopping power in that first round, in those first 5 minutes. He's really explosive, heavyweight. He doesn't have a lot of significant wins over any guys. Like, I am impressed with his wrestling, but like I said, I don't think it's going to mean much here. Both guys are really low volume on the feet. I think this fight's going to go over. I think it's going to be a boring kickboxing match on the feet if Jamel Jones doesn't get him out of there in the first round. He always has that. And I think this is going to be a boring kickboxing fight. But I think Abreu is going to win a decision here. As far as attacking from a betting perspective, I'm going to go ahead and give you guys a free play for each fight, what I'm thinking for each fight, and the best course of action to take from a betting perspective. I think over 1.5 rounds could look like a gift. I think that is the best play you can make in this fight. Bet Online has minus 125 available, so that's a really, really good number. That is the best way to attack that fight. But the prediction will be Klidson Abreu via decision. Next fight of the night, we have Kaylin Young fighting Marina Morais at 155. Morais is coming off a beatdown from Kayla Harrison. I mean, I don't blame her. Morais has fought at 135. She's really small from 155. On the other hand, Kaylin Young used to fight at 145 and 135, but she's going to be a lot bigger than Marina in this fight. You look at the records and you think, ill, and that's exactly what it is. I think we're going to see a kickboxing fight. Both ladies pretty average on the ground, and I don't see either one of them going for a takedown. But honestly, I don't think minus 210 is justified for Caitlin Young here. Caitlin Young did exactly what she was supposed to do versus Cindy Dandois in her PFL debut 2 months ago, but I don't think she's done anything to earn minus 230. Like I said, she's going to be much bigger, don't get me wrong. She's the more technical striker here, but I don't think Marina Morais is plus 190 bad. She wings wild hooks, not very technical. She has a really good low kick. She's wingy wide hooks. And honestly, I think this could be a close fight on the feet. I don't understand why Young is minus 230. I don't recommend that. But would I want to bet Morais at plus 190? Not really. I don't know. I just think the best bet here is plus 190. Morais is not that bad. And Caitlin Young is not very good. So if she's not going to use her size to take down Morais, I don't see how she's going to look like a minus 230 favorite. So best course of action to take from a betting perspective in that fight is take the money line of Morais. And yeah, moving on, the next fight of the night, we have Taylor Guardardo versus Laura Sanchez. I bet on Guardardo in her PFL debut 2 months ago versus Laura. No, who was it? Helena Kolesnyk, I believe, and that was a rather unimpressive fight altogether. It felt like she was hanging by a thread on a few occasions. She gassed out after the first 5 minutes. Did not look good. But this is pretty funny, guys. Laura Sanchez is huge at 155. In her PFL debut, she went against Jenna Fabian, and just like Guardardo, she didn't look very impressive. She was very gun shy. She didn't throw a lot of strikes versus Jenna Fabian, and she kind of looked lost overall, guys. But her physical attributes are fucking insane. She is 155, 6 feet tall, 72-inch reach. She is long, she is lengthy, and she is big. But she's got to let her. And I understand she's going against a really good kickboxer in Jenna Fabian. Taylor Guardardo is not that. If Guardardo can't get the fight to the mat, I think she is in tough shit. If Laura Sanchez can let them hands go and let those strikes go. Like I said, Guardardo's cardio looked really bad in that first fight in her PFL debut. I get that she's line the favorite, but I think when people see the weigh-in photos tomorrow, they're gonna be like, "Holy shit! Look at the size difference!" And I think there might be some closing action on Laura Sanchez. Like I said, I understand why Guardardo is the favorite. She has a grappling upside. Can she submit Sanchez? I don't know. I don't think so. And I think Sanchez is gonna be pretty hard to take down. Was down after that first 5 minutes. Watch out, man. Laura Sanchez is pretty brutal on the feet. She's got really big power when she lets those strikes go. So I think from a betting perspective, you have to be looking at Laura Sanchez here, plus 130, plus 125. I do not recommend Guardardo at minus 150. Like I said, yes, I get it. Grappling upside. But I'm not going anywhere near that. The side is Laura Sanchez. Next fight of the night, we finally have a good one. Renan Ferreira versus Stuart Austin. Quite frankly, I think Renan is really, really good at heavyweight. He's a really good prospect. He's long, he's tall, he's got striking, he's got ground, he's got wrestling. He's got it all. Quite frankly, I don't exactly know where Stuart Austin, what he's good at. Find you parlaying Renan Ferreira here. I don't. He needs to get him out of there fairly quick. Initially, it was a first-round finish for Renan, but I believe the commission was asked to go back, so I think Renan only has 1 point. So he's going to need a finish. These heavyweight fights are going to finish, so he's going to need a finish of Stuart Austin, and I think he's going to get it in that first round. Next fight of the night, we have Jenna Fabian versus Delija Pajic. how do you beat Jenna Fabian? You attack her with grappling. You look to take her down. You look to grapple. Julija doesn't have that. And quite frankly, Pajic doesn't have much of anything. As far as her striking is concerned, she looked like a deer in headlights versus Larissa Pacheco. Pacheco finished her in under a minute. When I go back and I look at Pajic's fights on tape, she holds that chin so high. She throws decent strikes, but her defense is so suspect. The best way to beat Jenna Fabian is by taking her down. Pajic has shown me nothing as far as grappling is concerned, so I think Jenna Fabian's going to find a knockout here, just like Larissa Pacheco did. Would I bet Jenna Fabian at minus 260? No, because I think if the fight goes to decision, do I have any confidence that Fabian won convincingly? Honestly, no, I don't. Because in her win versus Sanchez, it wasn't very convincing. Yes, she won a unanimous decision, but there's no way I'd want to be holding a minus 260 if this fight goes to decision. Where the fuck is the fight? Jenna Fabian's minus 255, minus 266. Like I said, I think she's going to find the chin of Pajic, and I think she's going to put her down. Jenna Fabian's a really good kickboxer. She's got a lot of length. She has pretty good power from that southpaw stance in that left hand. I think she can find an up kick. I think she can find that left hand. Pajic holds that chin up way too high for my liking. So I think the play here is under 2.5 rounds at plus 135. Jenna Fabian via KO. Heard it here first, baby. Next fight, we have Anta Delia versus Chandler Cole. Delia is coming off a loss 2 months ago, a knockout loss in under a minute. He was minus 400 going into his fight with Bruno Capelozza. Pretty devastating knockout, to be honest. But I don't think he's going to run into any problems here at Chandler Cole. Chandler Cole has fought at 185, guys, in his career, in his amateur days. He is 265, and he's every bit of it. He reminds me a little bit of Roque Martinez. We saw Roque the other week in the UFC. As far as his style, no, he doesn't remind me of Roque, but he could be fighting in a different division if he gave a fuck and he didn't train at Burger King. So yeah, Chandler Cole is going to look for a takedown here. He's a pretty good wrestler for heavyweight, if I'm being honest with you, but Anta Delia is well-rounded and just about well-rounded everywhere. I think he can stuff the takedown, and I think he's going to give Cole a very, very hard time on the feet, in the clinch. He's going to stuff the takedown, and he's going to knock out Chandler Cole in the very first round. Cole's 2 losses have been knockout first round. If he doesn't find that takedown, I believe it's going to be a first-round knockout for Anta Delia. How do you attack this fight? Like a lot of fights on Friday night, you're going to play the under, guys. Under 1.5, minus 175, minus 170. I wouldn't go too hard because of the way it's lined. I think they got it right. But that is the play. That is the way to attack the fight. Delia is going to win via knockout in the very first round. Next fight of the night, we have Larissa Pacheco versus Helena Kolesnyk. Hold on, let me take a sip. Larissa Pacheco is by far and away the best 155er not named Kayla Harrison in this entire tournament. I think the fact that they held the tournament at 155 this year is pretty embarrassing. Besides Pacheco and Harrison, the field is laughable. They brought in absolutely nobody to give Kayla Harrison competition. It should just be Pacheco versus Kayla Harrison for $1 million every year. To be honest with you, Pacheco is going to murder anyone not named Kayla Harrison. Pacheco's got black belt level jiu-jitsu, really good striking. Her striking has come a long way. I honestly do like Pacheco's overall game. It's just that it's too bad for her. She has to face Kayla Harrison every fucking year, and she's not going to win that fight, guys. But here, Helena Kolesnyk looked like dog shit versus Taylor Guardardo. I think Pacheco's going to find a submission, or I think Pacheco's going to win however the fuck she wants. The bookies finally got it right. The last 3 fights of Pacheco have been under 2.5, and she's finished every single one of them. They finally got smart, and they did 1.5 here. I don't think I recommend that, but minus 175 for under 2.5 is not widely available. And look at the line here. You can parlay Pacheco. I know it's minus 700. Do I recommend you parlay prices like that? No, but she's going to have no trouble here, guys. Pacheco's going to run through Helena, and she's going to make it look very easy. Bruno Capelozza versus Mo Money, Muhammad DeReese. This is a fucking banger. These men do not like being in the cage longer than they have to be. Bruno Capelozza has been out of the first round once in the last like 4 years. The dude rocked Jiri Prohaska with a fucking jab, and he looked to take his head off. Got caught coming in. Pretty reckless, honestly, as far as offense is concerned. Doesn't really have any defense. DeReese, I think, is getting overlooked on the money line here. DeReese is pretty fucking powerful. He's the same way. He knows he ain't getting paid overtime, and he's trying to get in and out of that cage. I think this fight is going to be fucking fireworks. Somebody's going to get brutally knocked out very quickly. So like I said, we're going to be playing a lot of unders, guys. The best way to attack this fight is the under 1.5 rounds, minus 155. Like I said, I think Muhammad DeReese is getting a little bit disrespected. Plus 220, I think it should be lined a little bit closer. He's got really good power himself, and he does have a wrestling background to fall back on if he needs it. So, yeah, but largely I think under 1.5 is the correct play here. Next fight of the night, we have the best heavyweight outside of the UFC, Dennis Goltsov versus Brandon Sayles. I'm not going to lie, Brandon Sayles impressed me a lot versus Muhammad Usman, the brother of Kamaru Usman. He looked really good striking-wise. He put on a masterclass on the feet. For a heavyweight, he looked fucking great and crisp on the feet. But sorry, guys. Sorry, Brandon Sayles. You got to face Dennis Goltsov. Like I said, the best heavyweight outside of the UFC. This guy has got the goods. He is good everywhere. His grappling is good. His striking is good. His defense is good. His BJJ is good. Quite frankly, Dennis Goltsov via however he wants. Brandon, you looked good in your first fight, but I'm sorry you have to fight Dennis Goltsov. I don't mind you parlaying Dennis Goltsov. I think that's a safe play. Dennis Goltsov is coming for that $1 million. It's as simple as that. Next fight of the night, we have Lance Palmer versus Moblid Khaybulaev. Lance Palmer looked awful his last fight versus Bubba Jenkins. And you might say chalk that up to the fact that Bubba Jenkins has 2 wins over Lance Palmer via wrestling in their college days, but Palmer was defeated before that fight even took place, before they even stepped in the ring. He looked so gun-shy. He looked so off that night. Quite frankly, he got embarrassed versus Bubba Jenkins. And I've been saying for the last 2 years, ever since Mavli Khaybulaev came to PFL, this is just like Dennis Goltsov has the goods. This guy has got wrestling. This guy has got striking. This guy's got jiu-jitsu. This guy's got ground and pound. This could be like a classic upset spot. Everyone's down on Lance Palmer. The betting line reflects it. Mavli Khaybulaev is minus 145. When is Lance Palmer ever the fucking underdog? I understand that angle, but I think Mavli Khaybulaev is has the style, has what it takes to hand Lance Palmer a second loss in the PFL, and I think we're gonna see Lance Palmer take a decision loss here, and it'll probably be the last time we hear from Lance Palmer. So I got Mavli Khaybulaev for the unanimous decision win. I think that is how you attack that fight from a betting perspective. Minus 145 for Mavli is the play. Next up, we have the co-main event of the evening, Anthony Pettis versus Raush Mafio. Pettis was supposed to fight 2 weeks ago versus Alex Martinez, but I believe Tapology has it listed as he fell ill before weigh-ins or after weigh-ins, and they scrapped the fight and they booked him 2 weeks later versus Raush Mafio. In his PFL debut, he went against Clay Collard. Clay Collard did not let up on the pressure. He knew exactly how you beat Anthony Pettis. And quite frankly, I don't know who doesn't know in the 155 division or 170 how you're supposed to beat Anthony Pettis. You're supposed to keep your foot on the gas, take the center of the octagon, and push him back. I think if you're betting Anthony Pettis at this point in time at minus 200, minus 190, you're asking for trouble, guys. It's that simple. Raush Mafio is well-rounded everywhere. I think he's got really good striking, really good technical striking. He's got decent power on the feet, decent grappler as well. I don't think he's going to look to go out here and grapple Pettis, but Like I said, I think he's got the skills on the feet to give Pettis a hard time. All you got to do is come forward and put the pressure on Anthony Pettis. I think plus 165 has to be the side here. A lot of people are down on Pettis. I get that, but I don't think he has. I don't think he can knock out Rush Manfio. I think by far and away, plus 165 has to be the side you play here. Any bet on Anthony Pettis at this point in time at minus 200 is very, very sketchy. Don't do it. Especially, I mean, coming off what happened 2 weeks ago, like I said, quote unquote illness, only 2 weeks ago. So just don't do it, guys. And in the highly anticipated main event of the evening, we have Kayla Harrison versus Cindy Dandois. Cindy Dandois, why? Kayla Harrison, why? PFL, why? Why are you doing this to us? There's not much to say, guys. I know Cindy Dandois on paper has fought a lot of tough opponents, but quite frankly, she's not going to be able to do anything versus Kayla Harrison. Kayla Harrison's going to get on top of her and she's going to smish. She's going to get a ground and pound win. There's not much Cindy Dandois is going to be able to do about it. Cindy Dandois is like 40 years old. She had a kid 5 months ago, I believe. Looked like shit versus Caitlin Young. She did come on late in that fight. I'll give her that, but stylistically, there's nothing she can do here. There's nothing. She has nothing for Kayla Harrison. Not a lot of girls do. No one in the PFL has much for Kayla Harrison. So, just like every other Kayla Harrison fight, I believe this fight is lined at under 1.5. Oh wait, no, I clicked on Palmer Khaybulaev. I'm not gonna give you guys a fucking recommended bet for this fight. I think Kayla Harrison's gonna get out of there quickly, but Cindy Dandois has seen it all, so maybe she survives the 1.5 rounds. You know what? Fuck it. Over 1.5 rounds. Cindy Dandois is a tough SOB. She's gonna survive. She's gonna live to fight a main event. I don't know what it's an awful main event. Anyways, I believe I gave you guys a bet for every single fight. I hope you guys enjoyed. A lot of action this week. Like I said, we're kicking it off tomorrow with Cage Warriors. For all my official bets, I don't have any yet this week. I'm waiting for those limits to go up on BetOnline and Bovada. But for all my official bets, you want my official bets, 3 years plus 50 units of profit. I will have a link in the description for all my third-party track stats. And I will also have a link in my description to my website. Go to warriorbetmma.com. Become a paid subscriber today. You won't regret it. If you do not make money on your first subscription, I will give you all your money back, and I will extend that subscription length for free. So follow me at warriorbetmma on Twitter, warriorbetmma.com, PFL 6, first fight of the night, 6 p.m. Eastern. See you guys there.